This is about this is about being Minnesotan. I haven't lived in Minnesota since '77, but it has been held against me since my birth. Uh, Ever since the series Deadwood came out, and I heard Minnesota people or Wisconsin people referred to as squareheads, I have adopted that term for them, and I think it applies. Where I come from in Minnesota, I am west of Minneapolis, and there is a very strong influence of Norwegians and Swedes in the dialect there. Southern Minnesota sounds a lot less sing-songy, like on the Muppets, the Swedish chef, swing the hung the hoo the hay. It doesn't sound that way in southern Minnesota, and northern Minnesota sounds more Canadian. But in the center, in the flatland that nobody ever talks about, that's where the Scandinavian influence is strongest, and that's where you get the oofda, and for swingender, and you betcha, and there's a ton of this stupid shit. Somewhere along the line, the Norwegians thought that they were the best out of all the scandahoovians, which is another slang term. And the way the joke is, if a Norwegian is mad at you, he'll call you a dumb Swede, and if a Swede is mad at you, he'll call you a dumb Dane, and if a Dane is mad at you, he'll call you a dumb Finn, and if a Finn is mad at you, he'll call you a dumb Laplander, and a Laplander, if he thinks you're dumb, he calls you a damn reindeer, because that's doesn't get any lower than that. Now, if your last name is Larson and it's En, you're Swede. If it's Larson and it's On, use Norge. You're Norwegian. And I'm telling you, that's all there is around there. It's Nelson, Peterson, Johnson, Johansson. Oh my God. It's Son and Sen. Gunderson, Svensson. It's up to your armpits. And being a young Irish kid, Irish English Scot, I didn't have Son, Sen on the end of my name, and they looked at me like I was the foreigner, and I wasn't Lutheran, so you either got to be Lutheran or Catholic. And oops, I wasn't that either. But it is true. They do say stupid shit. Two Minnesotans can meet themselves or run into each other in town. They'll look at each other face to face. Well, they'll look over each other's shoulder because they don't look face to face. They'll look over each other's shoulder and they say, "So, you're in town then?" And the other one, just as stupidly, will say, "Oh yeah, but just for the day." Like it didn't strike him as odd that they see their friend in front of them and they're asking him, "So, you're in town then?" That didn't sound odd. That is the way a conversation is opened. It's normal. And if someone is inviting you to go someplace, they don't say, "Hey, Jerry, you want to come with me? I'm going to the store." They'll say, "Hey, Jerry, I'm going to the store. You want to come with? I'm going out drinking. You want to come with?" Yeah. And we say, "Yeah." And we say, "Oh, no. The O's are always real round and it goes through the nose a lot. That's like even when they say the name of the state, Minnesota, the O gets drawn out. It's pretty goofy shit. Thank God I don't live there anymore. I've left most of that crap behind me, but I still know how to speak it. Anyway, that's it for lesson 1. No sense suffering through it all.